take a look at an exaggeration ball handling and footwork series that will really start to get you more comfortable with how you're having better timing with your dribble. And I'm talking about timing within transitions. See, a lot of times players are floating the ball, but then they have to dribble back down. Or they pocket the ball too early, so then they have to dribble too soon. But one of the concepts that we want to be able to get across to players is the concept of floating the ball first, then pocketing, simply to keep the ball moving. And that's one thing that's different about today's ball handling, is that as long as the ball stays moving, you're pretty much going to be legal. But when the ball sticks because you palmed it or because you flipped your hand underneath it, now you're going to get called for a carry. And so we want to get more comfortable with the concepts of letting the ball float and then being able to still pull it to our pocket and make changes. And so we're going to do that with a footwork technique that will force the hands. Now this is something we do with kids all the way to NBA players to get them more comfortable, and that's what we're going to try today. So right now I'm going to teach this very advanced footwork in a quick way. I'm not expecting everyone to be able to get it right away, but I want to at least give you the understanding of how to do it on your own so you can train anywhere, anytime with no excuses. And so if I start off, I'm going to do a drop through. Now that means I do a drop, my outside foot went forward, my inside foot went back, I pocket the ball, I step in as I go through, and I'm going to use toe replacements, little small movements of my feet to get my space back, but I'm going to do that while the ball floats. And this is where I want you to be able to keep the ball in a comfortable, relaxed position. When will we use that? Well, if I want to still shoot, I can keep the ball floating, so now I can pick it up and shoot. So it's very important that we understand that technique. But I'm going to use that as I slightly turn my body. Now, I'm not doing this because it's a game situation. I'm doing this to work on those specific skills. Because now that I've turned my body with those small toe replacements, I'm not going to do a drop through in a skinny way. So now I'm going to drop through, pulling the ball to my pocket, step in, and then I'm going to come back. And so this is jam-packed because not only are we working on the concept of floating before we hit the pocket, we're also working on different stances. See, if you notice my first drop through, I'm staying wide. My second drop through, I'm getting skinny. And so if you can adapt your space, now you can adapt according to angles and times and moments in the game. And that would be the first cycle. And so I had the ability to do a drop through, turn 90 degrees, drop through, and that would be my first set. Now, in order to get really comfortable with it, we're going to exaggerate. We're going to do a full 180. Because if I have the ability to go from a 180 position, turn myself all the way around, and still feel comfortable without carrying the basketball, that's going to be able to be a lot easier for me now in the game when those small moments in time to be able to float before I pocket. And that's going to be the concept that we want to try. Going from first a drop through in a 90-degree turn to then a drop through in a complete 180. If you can keep that up, that is high-level, NBA All-Star-like, Victor Oladipo-like techniques. And so that's what we're going to be pushing for. And so I'll show you quickly here so you can see it. And of course, you'll see the examples throughout this video. And so if I have my drop through, my 90, drop through, all the way to the 180, back, and then I'm back to 90s again. And now I have the ability to really keep the ball flowing. Now notice I did that relaxed. It doesn't take speed. It just takes your ability to stay composed with proper techniques of floats, pockets, and footwork. Easier said than done. I'm going to leave it at that and give you the challenge. But try this one out and see if you can get your footwork to listen to you.